Hey guys, like most of you, I've been watching that the dog bites on the Indian reservation video that's been floating around, and been reading some of the comments on some of the discussions where the video's been shared and whatever. And I mean, just dog training in general is taking a beating off of this thing. But it brings up a lot of the things that I've been saying for a long time. If you look at this video and forget for a minute the conflict about what it's actually about. I really I only have limited information on that, and let me start off by saying right away, I don't think the dogs should have been there to begin with. I don't think they should be putting a pipeline on the Indians' ground. So this has nothing to do with that. On that issue, I would say I'm siding with the Indians, but I really don't know that much about it. I'm only talking about what's going on with the dogs and the work that the dogs are doing in the video. I mean, besides the fact that the dogs are obviously poorly trained and the handlers don't really know what they're doing, the dogs themselves, it's troubling the way the dogs as a whole are reacting to the whole situation. I mean, you can tell by looking at these dogs, more than likely they're imported working line dogs, probably not all that different than the dogs that most of us are training. And you can see in the video that they just lack the basic skills that they're supposed to have. They're obviously in a volatile environment, and they don't even realize it. A lot of them are just totally clueless as to the threat that's in front of them. They fell miserably. They get pushed right back, and they're actually have to go, so they're totally ineffective. And just in general, it is disappointing to see, like, the dogs that we're producing today. And I mean, this is a modern event with dogs that are fairly young, so they're coming out of working dogs being bred currently, and they don't have the basic skills they need to perform the task they're supposed to do. And I think that's partly our fault. I think that the dogs that we're promoting and the dogs that the training that we're doing, and the fact that we separate ourselves as a sport from this type of training could be the undoing of us. It's going to be an event like this that's going to cause us the legislative problems and that we've been concerned about. It's not going to be something over how many points you get given for a particular exercise. It's going to be an issue like this. It's going to be something that people see that that is just so distasteful to them and so ineffective that they're going to make it where you can't do it. And I think that's something that we should be aware of and should be concerned about. I think that a lot of these, the high-level sport dogs that we have, if the training that is put on those dogs were being done on the real world dogs, like the dogs in the video, I think it would be a totally different outcome. I think if everything were being shared with the real world dogs that the sport people understand about dog training, I think the whole dog world in general would be much better. But the reason it isn't is because the two things are so far apart. So much of what the sport people do doesn't have any real world value, and so the two things are growing farther and farther apart. There's no need to know what these people over here know because it doesn't fit what I'm doing. I think those two things need to come back together a little bit so that that information can be shared, that we can take these world-class trainers that we have and apply the information and understanding that they have about what they do with their sport dogs and tweak it enough that that it can work in the real world for these kind of utility dogs, security dogs, police dogs, military dogs. They're all the same. So that's just my thoughts on that. What do you guys think? I'd like to know. Let's start a conversation about this, and direct your opinions to the forum on the website or to anywhere you see this video, and let's talk about it. And as always, thanks for watching.